I have a confession. Nobody has ever asked me for dating advice. Okay, now why is that? Well, number one, as an introvert, I'm an introvert. I mean, not was. I've always been an introvert. I also went through a big part of my life where I was just alienated from people. I didn't talk to people. I didn't mind people, and I was also a big weirdo. Back in the 90s, back in college, I colored my hair. I wore makeup. I wore like stuff like Marilyn Manson stuff inspired makeup, despite not having the eyes. I can put eyeliner in my eyes, but I still did it, and that's how I discovered that the eyeliner does not work if you're monolid like I am. So I got to learn a few makeup basics and not to mention nail polish basics. I dress up in a weird way back in college. So it's pretty hard to believe that somebody like me has an idea of about dating. But hey, I'll talk about it anyway. My dating life is, I don't know. I think it's amazing. I had a great dating life. I mean, some of you know it. I mean, I'm probably gonna upload this on Facebook, so you guys more or less know me or went out with me. just in case we're still friends. So I'm pretty, I think I did pretty well in the dating scene. But doing pretty well also means that I've been rejected a lot of times. I mean, I've added some of the women who rejected me, and we're still probably, I'd like to think we're still good friends now. We don't talk much, but I like to think that we're good friends. So I suffered a lot of rejection, because I think that's the thing. To be successful in your dating life, you need to put a lot of shots across. It's like boxing. The more jabs you put out, the more you're gonna miss, but you are gonna hit way more than that guy who's just in the corner of the ring turtling up. That's the basics of it. And I guess that's also, in a way, it also gave me a thicker skin. Or is it the other way around? I think it's the other way around. I mean, before I was really aggressively dating, I had YouTube channels before, previously, or I talked online. I was always an active member of online community that represented my interest, and I had a lot of rejection there from fellow guys like I am, community members. Yeah, I was rejected a lot. I mean, I'm not also very particularly talented. I mean, sure, I can talk, I can type, I can say a lot of things, but I'm not very talented. I'm also not very attractive. So it's just normal that I got rejected, and I have to admit it hurt. I mean, because I also have quite a pride. have quite a lot of pride, especially, and getting rejected by women, you know, they hurt, but I don't know why. I just kept on going. I mean, I wasn't really stupid about it. I was still trying to be strategic about it. I mean, I still did my basic homework, looking my best. Or even though there were a lot of times that I was just in a part of my weight cycle where I was just really big. Like, well, I'm kind of big now. Well, bigger than this, bigger than I am now, more overweight than I am now. And I still went through with it. I mean, my success rate was lower, way lower when I was overweight compared to when I was like 150 pounds. When you're attractive, things are a lot easier that you become to get spoiled with it. But what I'm doing this video is because I'm saying that being attractive is not all of it. You might find a girl, you might be able to sleep with a lot of women, but the thing is, it's always gonna bring you back to square one. I mean, let's admit it, it's always fun. I mean, it's part of being a guy that you get to date a lot of women and get to face lesser rejections. That's a part of every guy. But when it boils down to it, even if you're not very attractive, I mean, even if you're not very attractive, you can still have a decent dating life. So, well, this video I'm making now is supposed to giving you coaching advice. So I'm just trying to approach this video in a way that it won't sound so cheesy, like be confident, wear deodorant, stuff like that. I'm just trying to approach it in a way that gives you my mindset on why I was very successful in my dating life. I guess a lot of it has to do with my self-confidence. Uh, I was a very insecure kid, but at the same time, I wanted a lot of things, and I was not in denial with a lot of things that I wanted. And I guess I learned along the way what women want. I mean, you always have to start physically because when you're younger, you're broke. You're broke as fuck. So you have nothing to show but your charm and your looks, I guess. In my case, my charm did not work as much because in the Philippines, uh, speaking English, I mean, I'm a lot more fluent with English, even though my accent isn't as good. But I'm a lot more fluent with my ideas in English, and I can discuss a greater length of topics in English compared to the local vernacular, Tagalog or Visaya. And most women, they're not into that. It doesn't impress them. It even intimidates them because they would find it hard to talk to you, and there's always this cultural implication that speaking English means you are, social or rich or something like that. It's basically intimidating, which I still have a hard time understanding now. I mean, I tend to be very alpha about my point of view, and for me is the more you can find a language where you can express more complicated and more nuanced thoughts, that's a very good language to learn. In my case, I'm just lucky that the Philippines is very Western influence and we have a lot of Western media. That's why I can talk a lot about this and get a lot of inspiration from books and movies and YouTube videos on subjects like this. So I get lost. I mean, that's my N function in the Myers-Briggs. I'm an INTJ, so I get lost. My ideas are all over the place, and there's no script for this video. I'm just making it up as I go along, because I'm actually doing this for some people I love. They just gave up on dating, and I'm just trying to say that, they should not be giving up on dating, because I myself experienced a lot of rejection. I mean, I was convinced that I was ugly for the biggest part of my life. I think it's only until I married my wife where I'm finally very secure of my looks and my personality, that that I love being like this, and it is with the help of my wife that made me like this. But the thing is, I have always been like this. It's just having my wife around made me appreciate who I am a lot more. She reminds me of how good I am. Because trust me, I'm a very insecure person, and my wife keeps wondering what her contribution in my life is, and I never say it to her, but I'm saying in this video, her contribution in my life is that she makes me very confident of who I am, and without her, I'm very, I'd be insecure. But having met her in my life, having her encourage me, having her love me, I guess that's why I can say that everything that I did that got me to this point was the right step. So I got lost a bit back there. So let's backtrack. So charm, mine was okay. Yeah, so there are women who speak in English and they think I'm okay. Second is looks. I really don't think I'm very attractive. I mean, my wife is probably gonna disagree because it speaks about her taste, so she has no choice but to find me attractive. But let's be honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'd be lucky if I were a 6. I'd be most likely a 5, a 4 to a lot of people, a 3 to people who hate me. Especially the ones who found out about my Alone Together review, the fantards. They're gonna think I'm a 2 or a 3. Some people who don't like me so much, maybe they'd find me a 3, I guess. Or a 4, I mean a 4. Realistically, I'm probably a 5 in the looks department. Average. 6, slightly attractive, maybe to my wife. Yeah, so that's how I think it is. So you see, my charm was, my attractiveness was pretty much average. So how did I do well? I guess, well, I keep on repeating myself, because maybe this is the advice I'm trying to give my loved ones, that you just keep putting shots out. You just have to be interested in life. You have to always be inspired. I mean, whenever I face rejection, I always have an interest in a support group I could fall into. And as far as I could remember, video games, reviewing movies, playing music with a band, those were my anchor. Those give me confidence. Every time I get rejected, every time I feel weak, I always go back to them. And even though I'm not very good at them, God knows how much I suck at Apex Legends. If you play with me in Apex Legends, it's gonna test the good person inside of you, because you're never gonna win if you have me in your team. So it's something like that. I'm not very good at my hobbies. So, and I get rejected by women, by a lot of women. But I guess just having the love for it, the love for those things, I guess that's enough to help me keep on moving forward. So for you to survive rejection in the dating world, you always have to find a secure place, be it hobbies and interests, where you can always feel good about yourself. It's not important to be good or very skilled at that something. What's important is you're gonna feel good about yourself. Maybe you can do a bit of traveling, walking the streets of a different country, breathing the air of a different country. Yeah, I guess that's enough for some people to find the love in themselves, to find themselves attractive, because that's what matters, to find yourself attractive so you could keep on going. This has been a very fun video to make. I had a lot of fun doing it. My thoughts are still all over the place. I'm still learning this blogging thing. So bear with me. I'm doing a lot of this, and if ever I upload something, give me comments, help me improve, give me topics, because those are the hardest things. And yeah, thank you for checking out.